Hey Internet, it is Gunter with MiniMishaps Games, and today we are going to be taking some recycled materials and making bases for some miniatures that don't have them. So we are essentially going to be taking these, which I got off of some shelving like this. So retail shelving, these go on and essentially keep the product from sliding too far back, so you can set how much product you have on there. That's a guess, I haven't actually used them for that. But these are sort of a rubberized plastic. And then I have a bunch of these, which are like farm animals, and I've got some crocodile or zebra type animals. But we're going to be taking the bases, filling them with hot glue, and then painting them after they are connected to the minis. So the first thing that we need to do is get a surface that will separate from hot glue. So in my case, I have a throwaway, can't be used for food anymore pan that we use for crafts, and so I'll just be setting them up on here. So every base and mini that you make is going to be a little different. In this case, I have long minis because they're animals, so they are four-legged for the most part, and I have these pieces of plastic that are roughly the same length when they are two across, and then also because these are meant to hold on to those shelving pieces, they if they're filled with hot glue, will also hopefully stick to themselves. So I'll get that time lapse going and we'll get a bunch of these filled. All right, next you want to make sure that you pop the hot glue off of whatever surface it is that you're using at each stage, so that way you don't have a completed mini with the base breaking in half or anything, and you can do any little spot adjustments if need be. Everything's going to be super stringy, but I'm going to clear that out later because right now we just need them to hold still enough to put the minis on with the hot glue. For the four-legged creatures, I like to put a little hot glue on each of the feet, because if you put just a blob of glue, the pressure from the glue cooling can push the feet to detach. But if you do a little blob on each of the feet, it's a lot less likely. So I also like using hot glue in this stage, because if you end up with something that is crooked or doesn't land on the base quite right, you can always go back and just kind of pull it off and just try it again. And I'll hit that time lapse again and get you guys some of these minis all set. And there we go. Let's get these guys unstringy and get them over to the painting.